Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are dipping our foot into California for the adventure of who knows what. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen on this adventure, but it is going to be absolutely fun, and we have already made it to our first stop while here in California. Today we are at the world's largest thermometer. Okay, so you guys know about how big Dimples is. Not super big, but I do actually, because of the roof rack, stand at a whopping 6'6", almost 6'7". But over here is the thermometer. This thing is huge. Now, I really do love a good roadside stop and attraction because it allows you to get out and stretch, but also to see something kind of interesting. And this is a working thermometer, so it actually shows the actual temperature, and it's on top of a gift shop. So of course we're gonna go inside and see what's available. This is in Baker, California. So I've never actually stopped in Baker before. I did see though that they also are known for a wonderful Greek food restaurant and something where you can pick up alien jerky. I don't know guys, but what? Now on this California adventure, we are not by ourselves. We are actually joined by Riley and Tyson right here.
Hi!
I'm so excited. This is gonna be a super fun trip, and you guys are gonna get to see something amazing as a result of this little road trip that we're doing. It's gonna be on a different upload. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, but until then, roadside stops, here we come. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. This is right outside of the gift shop. It says, is it really hot enough to cook an egg outside? And it shows that the skillet temperatures actually have gotten up to 158 degrees. Wow. So why? Well, because we are actually in Death Valley. Yeah, it gets super hot here, and I probably would never cross through here during the summertime just out of fear of breaking down, just saying. But there's one more thing before we go inside. It says here that this was actually built in 1991 and it's 134 feet tall. A representative of the world's hottest recorded temperature was here on July 10th, 1913 in Death Valley, and it recorded 134 degrees. This was actually rebuilt because it fell in 1992 and then it was sold in 2000. So the new owners have it here now. Okay, in we go. Okay guys, so inside the gift shop, tons of cool stuff. Love the little buzzards, but up here, this stuff is awesome. So this is the actual photos of whenever they initially constructed it and then whenever it fell. And then you can see over here also some of the different articles. And I just think this is really, really neat. But also, one other thing. These are the original owners. These are owners and founders of this particular stop that we can be so thankful that we have now. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So Riley, whenever we left Vegas this morning, did you expect to see this?
No, I did not know this was one of the stops on the way. And
no!
It's a fantastic surprise.
I know, and this is a cool little town, so we're gonna go ahead and adventure a little bit more around town also. But I'm gonna pick up a patch for the van, and then we're gonna get to something else kind of cool that I'm very excited about. Okay, this is our patch to add to the ceiling. This is awesome. And I think it needs to go like right in here maybe. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, I'll see you guys in just a second at our next stop. So while in Baker, we decided we were gonna go ahead and eat at this place called the Mad Greek Cafe. And I'm super excited because I love Greek food, so this is gonna be really good. Riley?
Hi.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Check this out. Check out this beautiful strawberry shake I got.
Ooh! It even has the little umbrella.
I don't know why it's like upside down, but
that straw is huge. Look at this straw. It's like big, but we're gonna get out our other food and then we'll tell you a little bit about it and why you should check this out also. Okay, so this is Riley's right here. She got the lamb and beef gyro, and it has the yummy, yummy sauce on here. Now this looks so good, and it's pretty big, I must say. But I love hummus, so I got the fresh hummus with piping hot pita. I'm super excited. This is gonna be delicious. So Riley, I love a good food adventure. We are definitely on a food adventure.
absolutely.
Did you expect to find a Greek food adventure in this part of
In
California?
this part of California? No, it was the last thing I expected. I thought it would be a whole bunch of like random fast food places, but you know, when I saw the signs for, hey, Mad Greek restaurant here, I was like,
So excited. And we're in the middle of the desert, so this is a treat to say the least. So I'm gonna tell you what I think about it in just a minute, but I'm gonna enjoy my food. Okay, I'm gonna dip in. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Yummy, yummy. Now for the bite. Oh my gosh. That is so good. I love a good hummus. Typically, whenever you buy the hummus that is sold in most of your grocery stores, it's okay. It's okay. But there's nothing better than fresh hummus, and this. Oh, so good, guys. I wonder if I could buy this and put it in my fridge. Might think about that for my snacky poo later. Okay guys, that was so good. I'm taking it with me. I love their hummus and I highly recommend it. And then Riley said the gyro was extra good too. Originally she was gonna keep part of it and she ended up eating the whole thing because it was so good. Riley is a big fan of all of these crazy sodas. So she's in here looking for one that she might be interested in. And there are some wild ones.
pretty. I feel like I want it.
I mean, that's the story of my life with a lot of things, so I get it. What else do we have here?
Rat bastard.
Ooh. Okay, so there's like a doomsday lemonade and then an enchilada soda. That sounds terrible. And then butterscotch root beer. Okay.
Oh my god, do you remember balls?
Oh, I used to love the blue one.
Oh my god.
Like this one. This one I used to love. Oh wait, this is the root beer. This is not the same one. So we're gonna figure this out and I'll get back with you guys. As though it wasn't weird enough, they also have them in the refrigerator section, like right here. Look at this, worm ooze. Ugh.
No, but it's actually flavored something else.
Riley is
Unicorniac?
very intrigued. Yep, she's very, very intrigued.
Unicorn magic. I mean, you'd have to try something called unicorn magic.
Is that mustard beside it?
Yes.
Ooh.
But it's not actually mustard, I think.
Uh-huh, sure. Now, we did not end up with any of the crazy sodas because they were just way too wild. But now we're off to something else that's pretty wild, and I think you're gonna like this one. This next stop is just a little short distance outside of Baker, and it has kind of a unique name. Now, if you've ever gone down the 15 before, you've seen this place. You just might not have stopped, but it is actually part of the Mojave National Preserve. So it's a pretty cool stop. Out here as you come down, it's only open until sunset. So we're getting here just at the right time. It is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And what we're looking at as we're going down this road in front of us and then also to the side is actually a dried ancient lake bed. Now that's pretty cool, but that's not the only thing we're out here to see. There's something wild out here that I just can't wait to show you. And I can't wait for Riley to see it because I know that the first time that I found out about this place, I was just so fascinated and it's really interesting. I haven't been out here in a few years though, so it may have changed. So here we go. Are you seeing it better now? That is the lake bed. And it actually is kind of crazy because sometimes whenever there's been some moisture, this area actually holds a tiny bit of moisture. But once we get up close to it, you'll see that everything that we're looking at, despite the fact that it looks super wet, is actually salt. Or kind of salt. It's interesting. It's a very, very different kind of place. And very, very interesting. In fact, before I had come to this place, I'd never really seen anything like it. So I'm gonna share it with you guys too. If you ever come out this way, there's actually a little pull-off right here. If you are out here, try that. It's cool. It's very cool. Now guys, this is the only place that I've ever been where I could actually yell out and hear the echo come back. And it was wild. Now today it's windy, so it won't work. But if you come out here and it's not a windy day, try it. It'll blow your mind. It's super, super cool. Now the ground here is pretty soft. And as you can see, there's some different colors that are visible, like the darker grays and then also this whitish color. The further in we get, the more and more of this like white crust there really is. It is insane looking. It is so cool though. And it's a super soft like topping. Cool as this is only the beginning. There is actually more down this road right over here that I am so excited to show both you guys and Riley. Riley's over here getting her film adjusted and everything, so make sure you go check out her version of this story also over on her channel. She does a vlogging series where it's more like personal, talking about how she kind of proceeds through the day and sees things, and it's really, really fun to see both perspectives. So go check out her channel. I'm gonna drop the link below, and then we're gonna get back on this road and we're gonna go right down here to something epic. Kind of weird, but epic. Pretty cool, right? Super, super cool. Now this was actually an old lake that had dried up, and in the process it had left this like super salty topper to it. And so being able to see what that looks like even to this day is crazy looking. And from a distance, again, that salt really is reflective, so it looks like there's still water in it, but it's a mirage, which leads us to the interesting part of the next place. Now if you've ever watched cartoons before, you know that sometimes the deception of the desert is that they see these little things that look like water and then they go to drink and it turns out it's just more sand. I think in reality that was probably based off of these kind of places like this, where the salt actually reflects up and looks like water from a distance. Then again though, maybe they were inspired by a true desert oasis, like the place we are about to go. We just left the pavement, and well, some of my favorite adventures happen just beyond the comfort zone of the pavement. So we are off to what I have been told is called Zizzix. The entire way out here is kind of interesting. It leaves pavement and then suddenly rejoins it again. But why? Well, that's because at one point in time, Zizzix was actually a commercially owned and operated property that had a lot of people who would come out here because they felt as though the oasis in the desert provided healing properties. That's right, we're at a place that people thought that they could come and be healed. But not just that, people came here also for relaxation and things like that. And if you see this particular area, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. In fact, there was a man with a vision who thought that this was a good idea, and he turned this into a commercial endeavor, which ended up being more of a sham. But the property still remains, and they've actually repurposed it now, and they do some of their educational programs out here. So we're gonna go see what's left of the abandoned Zizzix Resort. This is gonna be super fun. Again, it's not truly abandoned, but the property itself was abandoned by the original owners. So that's why it's abandoned. But yeah, this is gonna be super fun. as you look forward, it kind of looks like a grand entry. That's because at one point in time it was. There are actually trees which were planted in a straight line to actually welcome people into the property, which is pretty interesting. However, we may have encountered a little bit of an issue. Since the last time I was out here, some things have changed. So before, you would have to go straight into that gate over there, but now we actually have to go into this area to the Orientation Center parking. Interesting. This might not be that bad, actually. It looks like they've done some improvements. So the question is, can we still explore the property? Let's find out. Now, the last time I was here, you could actually drive in, but now you have to have access that's special to do that. And I was able to drive into this area and take a really cool selfie with my car whenever I was driving the Roadrunner. So that's how long it's been since I've been here. So initially, this location was actually, again, a resort, and it has been repurposed into a scientific study center, which is really, really neat. And you can come out here and visit it just to kind of see it, but there are people who actually come here from around the world to learn, and I think that that is just so cool and so wild that they have turned something that was considered to be just like abandoned into something really, really useful and helpful again. And that's what we like here on the channel. We like to learn, so I'm all for it. In the meantime, Riley is pulling in. She was a little bit delayed, but she's here now. That's all that matters. A few other things that I wanted to kind of reference on here real quickly. This actually was at one point in time a portion of the railroad. It says that it was abandoned in 1940, but you can still see the grade for the railroad stretching across the Soda Dry Lake. So that's kind of cool. And then down here, it also shows that this is called the Soda Works. Remnants of the rectangular evaporating pond are still visible on the dry lake bed, where part of the soda extraction facility was operating. They also have some information on here about discovering the Mojave and learning a little bit more about the different areas that you can visit in the Mojave Reserve. It's pretty neat. We actually started out our adventures today coming from this direction. We made our way down and we turned in down here past Baker and at this entry right here, the Zizzix area. So this is where we are currently. Now, the Mojave is a pretty cool place to come out and explore. There's tons of hiking, tons of cool things to do, and it is really amazing. However, again, this is not one of those places that you're gonna love as much during summer because it gets very, very hot. In fact, as we learned in Baker, they have actually recorded temperatures up to 134 degrees at one point in time. Now, while that's not typical, it has happened, so it could happen again. So just put that in your little think tank up there whenever you're planning a trip out. Okay, on this side of the sign, we actually have a little bit more about whenever it was considered to be a resort. And this is the guy right here. This is the man who made it all happen. In 1944, he was a radio evangelist, and he actually claimed his own little spot on the public lands, and that ended up being this Zizzix Mineral Springs resort area. And again, it was a bit of a sham, but you know, it is what it is. At one point in time, he had a full-on bathhouse that looked like this, and that's more what it would have looked like whenever it was in full effect. So the remnants of this are actually still on property, and we're gonna go check them out. So this tells us a little bit more about how this is an oasis in the midst of the desert, basically, where it would otherwise be extremely unlikely that you would see some of the things that we're seeing. Now, as you can see out here, they have worked with what was originally here. So this used to be a fountain, and they've left it here as like a wildlife habitat. And inside you can see all sorts of little ducks and critters, which is pretty cool. But also the buildings behind us. These are now the campus buildings, and they actually host classes out here and do different kinds of things. Now you'll see that there is a rope dividing the campus from the area that the public can visit, and I completely understand. Last time that I was here, there wasn't that divider, and people were going all up into people's personal spaces. So this is good. Now this is where originally I had taken that car selfie, just beyond this sign. And again, you used to be able to drive in here. So behind this sign and over in this direction right here, there's a perfect circle of trees, and it's gorgeous. Now that also does lead me to believe that potentially we won't be able to go over there, which is where some of the ruins actually are. In fact, right through that area over there. I mean, it is what it is. Times are changing. They're trying to repurpose this. I get it. But that doesn't mean that we can't see at least one ruin, which is pretty cool. This old boat has been here since the last time I was here, and well before that. It's just really, really neat. Really neat. Riley is insane. I'm just gonna say that. She's a little nuts today. A little. Okay, so we found another sign here that has a few more photos. Pretty interesting to see for sure. Just talking a little bit more about the wagon trains, and then also the railroad, and even the Mojave Indians that used to use this as one of their stops along the way because of the springs. And then here you can see one of those pools that actually was a part of the resort there. As you can see, this place is very, very cool, and definitely worth a stop. Now, even with the limited access to getting out here and seeing the old school like ruins, very, very cool. Very, very well worth it. Oh no! So my battery died on the big camera. My battery is about to die on the GoPro. Oh no! This has been a good adventure day, to say the least. Okay, so we're going back to the cars. What'd you think, Riley?
Oh my god, that was so pretty.
I was so excited. The first time I came out here, super cool. This time coming out here, very different, but super cool. Yeah, this one's a cool one. Yeah. Definitely add this to your list. But I think that with that said, we're gonna wrap this video up. We've gone on a little adventure today. We've had a little bit of fun. We've seen a couple of roadside stops that make the road just a little bit more fun and give us a good stretch break. And so with that, if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure that you leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and remember guys, we are not here for a long time, but
we're here for a good time.
That's right, Riley, and we had a good time today, and I hope you guys did also. Until next time, guys, bye!